Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be reviewing Star Wars The Force Awakens. It came out yesterday here in Australia, and man, was I excited to see this. I got there an hour early and the line was already out the door. So luckily I got there in time and managed to get a good seat with some of my good mates, and we watched it. It was fantastic. If you haven't seen it already, go watch it as soon as you can. I'm going to say that right off the bat. Is it a perfect movie? It's not a perfect movie, but it's a great start to an awesome trilogy. I cannot wait to see what they're going to come up with next. Do I have any doubts going to Star Wars The Force Awakens? No, not really, actually. I find J.J. Abrams to be an incredibly faithful director. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to do good action sequences. He knows how to implement good humor into movies. He's done it with Star Trek. He kind of revitalized that franchise. It was dark. It had good humor. It had good action, an incredible cast. So he made Star Trek into something good. And I really hope Justin Lin, I think that's his name, doesn't screw up Star Trek Beyond. That's an awful trailer. If you haven't seen it, go watch that. I don't know what he was thinking, but that just doesn't work for Star Trek. But anyway, back to Star Wars The Force Awakens. So Star Wars The Force Awakens is directed by J.J. Abrams, as you already know, and I'm going to start off with the story. It's not the most it's not the most deepest plot you can get, but you don't really watch Star Wars for the plot, really, but I'm not going to spoil anything. It's not the plot that makes this film great. It's the characters and the incredible action sequences that are just implemented so well into this movie. So I'm just going to say Oscar Isaac, Harrison Ford, John Boyega, and Daisy Ridley. They all did a fantastic job in this film. Harrison Ford, he was in this film quite a lot, actually. He was one of the main characters, and he did a great job. Once again, as Harrison Ford, he wasn't just shoehorned in there just for nostalgia. He was there, he was Han Solo, and he did a marvelous job. There was some great scenes with him, some really emotional ones, really with Princess Leia. That's in the trailer. That's sort of a snippet in it. But the scene between those two was really touching. It was good to see them back together again. You know they have history together because this is about 30 years after Star Wars Episode 6. So basically, in terms of the story, this is just a brief, very brief overview. The First Order has taken over. It's risen from the ashes of the Empire, and Kylo Ren wants to basically take over what Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine started. He wants to continue the legacy, and he's done that with the First Order. Now, it goes a bit deeper than that. There are a few surprises within this, a few surprises about Kylo Ren, so you should be expecting some deeper stuff to go on with Kylo. And as a villain, he is incredibly good. He feels human. He feels relatable. He's had a dark and confusing past, and he's just trying to. You can tell he's trying to do the right thing, but it's just not. But he's a fantastic villain. He's exciting. He's great. His lightsaber. He's badass. There's actually quite a few funny moments with him as well that I just didn't expect to see, and it was great to see some humor within the villain. So John Boyega plays Finn in this movie, and he's actually a stormtrooper within the First Order. And it's a nice, refreshing change to see him on the bad side and move over to the good side. So it's got a different perspective there, which was really great to see. So he basically leaves the First Order because you can tell they're not really the nicest bunch of people. He doesn't agree with their ways, so he leaves and joins the Resistance. They're not called the Rebellion now. For some reason, they're called the Resistance, and they basically, have to stop the First Order. I'm not gonna say anything else there because it's really exciting to watch. It was great. There also, judging from the trailer, there's actually like you can see where it's going to go, but actually towards the end of the movie, you realize, wow, they took a completely different turn with some of the characters I just wasn't expecting, and that was great. It was refreshing to see that. And Daisy Ridley, she did an incredible job in this film. Oscar Isaac also did a fantastic job in this film. He had some great moments as well. I just wish he wasn't as much in the film as I wanted him to be. But he still played an important role, and hopefully we get to see some more of him in the future. Another great thing about this film is that it is beautifully shot. There are some long sweeping pans of some great scenery. This was shot on location with real practical effects. There wasn't too much CGI in it, or they only used CGI for bits that had to be CGI. And it just looked fantastic. It was a nice blend of CGI and practical effects. It looked really good. And also the panning shots, you know, I really like that he took his time, he panned along, he did some great shots, some nice backgrounds. That's one of the faults I had with Avengers Age of Ultron. It felt too cramped together, and some of the shots, they had some beautiful shots in it, but they lasted for 2 seconds. They just went boom, quickly over, and I didn't like that about that. But Star Wars, the cinematography was just good. It was just amazing. I loved it. The action sequences were also well done. It didn't shy away from showing some brutal stuff that Star Wars in the past didn't really show that much. So the action sequences, they were really well done. Lots of action. They were exciting. They were tense. All the characters had a nice time killing stormtroopers, and it was good. What I love most about this is the characters get some really nice dialogue in this. The humor is implemented perfectly. It's dark, as well as bringing some humor to it. So it's blended well, really nice. You will laugh your ass off at some scenes, and you also, you know, tear up emotionally and get some really dark moments with Kylo Ren. But that was good to see that there was some good humor in this, because there wasn't really much humor in the previous Star Wars films. This is definitely the most accessible Star Wars film. It's also a lot more fun to watch than the previous films as well. It's definitely a lot better than the prequels, and I'd say it's on par or even better than the original trilogy. So was there anything really wrong with this film? Not really, actually. It was well made, well put together. If I had to say something, I'd say there were some characters like Poe Dameron and Captain Phasma. What the fuck? She was in here for like 2 scenes. She had zero role in this. I don't know why they even bothered to put her in here. I hope she gets some more screen time, because I feel like she could be a really epic badass character, but they did nothing with it. She was in no action sequences whatsoever. She said a few lines in 2 scenes, and that was it, and then you never saw her again. So I don't know. And Poe Dameron, he was in the beginning of the film, sort of in the middle, and in the end. But you know, I wish he had some more scenes as well, because he's a really good character, and I just wish we could see more of Poe Dameron and Captain Phasma in the next films, which I'm sure we will, because you don't want it to feel too crammed with too many characters at the same time, I guess. So we'll see. So Star Wars: The Force Awakens goes for about 2.5 hours, and it flew by. I enjoyed the heck out of this movie. I wish it went for a little longer just so I could see more. It drew me in. I left wanting more, which is a good thing. The next morning I woke up, I was like, man, I have to see this again. And of course I'm going to see it again. I'm going to see it another 3 times. I love this film. You should definitely go watch it, and watch it a second time. If you enjoy it like me, it's definitely worth a second watch. It's definitely worth a buy on Blu-ray. I'm going to give Star Wars: The Force Awakens an A. Definitely worth watching, guys. Thank you for watching. It's been a while since I've made a video, but there should be some more on the way. Lots of films coming next year. So, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you all have a good day or night, and I'll see you in the next video.